Good afternoon, everybody. Clearly, really not, anything about Week 18 yesterday, how any of us kind of envisioned it going. Didn't play to our standard, didn't coach to our standard. And, after a 14-3 season, I think we'll be able to pull from a lot of the lessons we've learned from the very beginning of this season all the way through, certainly yesterday, to make sure that we've got the players in today. We're going through the tape and getting ready to make sure we are, honest and on top of corrections and things that we all can do better, which we clearly need to do. And the best part about this is we get an opportunity this week in the tournament to go try to win a football game against a really good team. And I think we can use the experience of yesterday to make sure that we can have immediate improvement and total reflection and understanding personal responsibility of what took place. But it was just one football game, a very impactful game for sure. But we're very, very excited to be in the tournament and have an opportunity to compete, to win a football game and try to advance in the tournament. So came out of the game relatively clean, as we talked about last night, from an injury standpoint. Don't have an update quite yet on what Pat Jones' availability might be for this week. We'll see how he progresses. Do have a little bit of positive news on Fabian. He was close this past week, and expecting him to be able to progress through the week and be available. And outside of that, some bumps and bruises and things. It was a physical football game, but we came out relatively clean.
With Sam, do you concern yourself more with mechanics or mindset, or are those two things married?
That is honestly a great way to put it. I think it's a little bit of both, and there's some things where mindset and mechanics sometimes can intertwine. Previous plays impacting the next. There's about maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 plays in that game where it's across the board. The quarterback's going to get the spotlight on him when a play looks to be available to make and we don't make it. Pitches and catches that we've done at a pretty high level all season long within our offense. Not showing up. And then, just overall, even though we were able to, make some plays, there were some plays that could have changed the rhythm and the momentum of that game, especially in that kind of environment. That if you can make 1 or 2 or more or 3 of those opportunities, maybe it looks a little different, maybe the energy is a little different. But specifically regarding Sam, the kind of year he's had and the way he's responded from any moments of adversity. I'm really excited to get to work with him this week. My confidence level that we can, get him right back on track is as high as it could be. And I know our coaches feel the same way, and I know most importantly his teammates feel the same way. But yeah, combination of a lot of little things that, when you add that into some lack of execution and job that I did as well, it adds up to not a very, very good performance on in a big moment that we certainly wanted to do a lot better yesterday. And I more look at it as it's my job to make sure that start with me and work my way out from there. And Sam's a big part of it, and that's what we're going to do.
When you talk about the experience of yesterday leading to an opportunity for immediate improvement, I guess where do you see the experience of yesterday potentially leading to that?
Yeah, I think felt like a playoff atmosphere. Felt like there was some energy and some excitement for the game. That's what every game in the tournament will be. We know we're going on the road. For one game to start off the wild card round and playing a team we went on the road on a short week and played against early this year, and they got the best of us. So there's a lot of aspects of yesterday going into this game that I think we've got the type of people and the type of environment here and team here that we're gonna accept the challenge and go compete like crazy, Ben, and try to get this thing done against like I said, a really good team that gets to play at home, rested some of their guys, all of these things that can be evaluated as how this game's going to go, in my opinion, don't really matter. We got to prepare our team, get our guys turned over, get them tactically ready to go, and go compete like crazy.
Kevin, you talked about it after that Jacksonville game, how Sam was doing some self-coaching in the immediate aftermath. Have you noticed, I don't know how much you guys have spoken about the game already, but have you noticed anything similar in the way he's responding to
Yeah, we'll get into that, here coming up in a little bit. Brought the players in a little bit later today, got back around, 3:30 local time here. So I wanted to, make sure these guys got a little bit of rest and come in. For sure, it was important to bring them in, though, today and get that time with not only Sam but all of our guys, get our coaches coaching and our players making sure we're brutally honest about every aspect of yesterday, but at the same time, by the time we leave here today, it's full steam ahead on the Los Angeles Rams and how we're going to go do whatever it takes to win a game.
Kevin, as you reflect on things like from your own play calling standpoint, what stood out to you, or what hit your mind as you went through it?
Yeah, I think from a standpoint of, at different times when maybe we didn't make a play that could have changed the game. Sometimes, I got to make sure I don't let that previous play affect the way that I'm calling the game, and attempt to try to, find it on the next play or 2 or 3 plays later, whatever it is. I thought they had a good plan, a lot of pressure, some of which we handled well, some of which we didn't. A lot of it was an execution thing. A lot of it was you've got to make, them pay when they're balancing coverage program to Justin with, a lot of pressure. You've got to find a way to make one of those 6, 7, 8 opportunities happen to kind of maybe discourage some of that. And there's some other things that I can do better to maybe offset some of those things. And just across the board, I think a little bit better execution from all 11 guys, regardless of the play call. And then there's no question there's certain circumstances in that game where I've got to do a much better job.
There was a report yesterday morning that there would be some teams in the coaching cycle that would potentially be interested in trading for you. I know that's an ownership decision, obviously.
Yeah.
From your perspective, is that anything that intrigues you at all?
Yeah, I'm not really interested in kind of, I guess I should say, addressing the rumors or speculation. What I can tell you is I love this team. I love everything about this organization, and this is where I want to be. This is where I want to keep coaching and leading. So any conversations, in my opinion, at this point that really aren't about the Rams and the task at hand, my personal responsibility to lead immediate improvement off of yesterday, but also capitalizing on the opportunity to be in the tournament, my sole focus at this point.
With the pressure yesterday, was there anything about it specifically you think caused more problems than had earlier in the season? Was it just they brought more of it more often, or stuck out to you on that?
Yeah, there's a few there that they're bringing more than you got to block. In some cases from depth where, we did beat it with the ball a couple times, other times we didn't. And then just some of the early down issues that caused. And, maybe there's examples where we had some chances versus some 4-man rush and didn't handle, whatever they were doing up front in a really positive way. And at that point, we took some significant losses that in a drive starting play where there was some potential to maybe at least get the ball thrown away, if not find one of the open eligibles down the field. But at the same time, I think we've got to do some things to help Sam, equip him with more ability to get the ball out of his hands, and that can come in a variety of different ways. And ways that we've activated throughout the season. It just, in a game like that, those negatives or missed opportunities get magnified, and especially when on the other side it's a explosive offense and they're playing at home, and our defense is fighting a hell of a fight and did a lot of really good things, and that's where the complementary nature of one particular aspect of your team, or whether it's special teams giving up field position, on a before a 2-minute drive or things like that. We've got we win as a complementary team, and yesterday I think we lost the football game because we didn't do enough to complement each other. And that's one thing I know about our guys. I have zero worry that they don't all reflect upon that the right way, all focusing on what they can do to improve. And as a coaching staff, we're going to do the same exact thing. And that's why I have a lot of confidence that we're going to have a heck of a week of prep and go compete.
Was the intent of the kickoff to try to land it in the landing zone?
No, just it was just a mishit ball. Yeah, just a mishit ball.
Where are you at with Will right now?
Yeah, I think I have a ton of confidence in Will. He's come off that injury that he had. He got healthy, and it's just getting back into a flow and consistency. I know Will is as confident as any kicker I've ever been around in himself, and holds himself to an incredibly high standard. So when results don't happen for him as a young player, I think it shows sometimes, and that's okay because I know the team has the confidence in him, and I have confidence in him, Matt Daniels. But I want to make sure that that doesn't waver, because if we all have the confidence we do in Will, I know he's not going to flinch, and he's going to go out there and keep doing his job at a really high level, despite the fact it was a 51-yard kick, and he had just made one and then came back and missed one, and that's going to happen. But we're going to make sure he keeps swinging and makes the next one.
Kevin, what you see from TJ Hawkinson just in his return, the emotion side of it, but also just some of the inability to connect with Sam on something?
Yeah, I thought going into the game, I thought there would be some opportunities for TJ, and there were some really competitive plays. I thought the first, really the second, third down of the game on the first drive that ended our first drive, I'd be willing to bet that's pretty close to the 9 out of 10 completion right there, and we've got a new set of downs in there, in their half of the 50, and with our defense getting a stop early, like those are the plays in a game like that that you got to find a way to make one way or the other, and maybe that gets TJ going. And then we had a chance on a third and long there, backed up on a very similar play to we hit him on against Green Bay for a massive explosive to start the 2-minute drive against Green Bay. And we just don't connect, and that's kind of how the game was. And there's going to be, what we've got to do is figure out it's okay to hey, it wasn't our day, or, that's not us, but we've got to figure out what caused those things: technique, fundamentals, scheme, presentation of plays, player understanding of intent. That's our jobs to make sure. I will never rest on it just wasn't our day. Although I do think that our guys have demonstrated over the course of 17 games now that we should and will have a lot of confidence that our execution level will be better.
Kevin, do you think at all the Lions' pressure was affecting Sam mechanically? I mean, I know you talked about kind of combination.
Yeah, I think it's natural, for that to happen. And there's been other times, and I think specifically over the previous nine games where he handled pressure, in a pretty fantastic way, and made some huge plays and some clutch moments of some games, and was able to create some things off schedule and some things where game-changing plays. And just for yesterday's game, you guys have heard me say it before. Each one of these 60-minute, 3.5-hour windows, whatever you want to call them, they're all different. And the smallest little things, the one play here or there, could maybe change the outcome of the whole day, or at least the feel of it, all the way down to the very end. And just didn't make any of those plays, really, when you go back and look at it. And I certainly didn't do enough to help our guys. And that's where, I'm starting with today is making sure that, I am much more involved in the positive aspects of the plays we do make, but also taking a deep look at the plays we didn't and figure out why.
Do you do any extra conversation or coaching with him this week when it's his first playoff game, just handling the stage, the emotions of all of that?
Yeah, I think we can start out by saying, what an incredible gift we were given, even though the result wasn't what we wanted. You're coming off of a national TV, game for the division. It didn't go our way, but I certainly think there's some things we can extract from that experience, as tough as it is to deal with today. There's not a lot of people walking around here, feeling positive about anything that took place yesterday. But part of the type of building and the type of world we've created here is I think we're all looking inward, and let's try to pull some things out of it to apply for what's going to be another, clearly another home field advantage for the Rams, an atmosphere, the moment. And let's just focus on doing our jobs, doing the little things of each guy playing their position, technique, fundamentals, play style, all the things that got us to this point to allow us to have this opportunity. That's what we'll really lean in on. And I think there's going to be a lot of things, like I said, over the course of from the start of training camp till now, the lessons that we've learned, and there's a lot of them in regards to how we'll operate, the confidence level we should have, how we handle, some of the, and rightly so, negative energy coming out of our performance yesterday. All of that, part of being a mature football team, if you're going to have a chance to progress in the tournament, you've got to be able to demonstrate you've got the ability to do that, and I think our team does.
Gentlemen.
Thank you.